walk in silently.
I like coordination.
Let's do coordination and then done. Do the pilot? We have a couple minutes. What time is it? We aim for like a 5-minute break before the 20-minute reception.
Oh boy, we're on the screen. Question of the day, which has more shine, my trombone or the top of my head? Don't drink that whole thing. You'll never make it the whole way through the session.
I like the acoustics better at my the carpet.
Is this students first? I'm trying to see who's lined up there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You can just rest where you can.
So you don't play at all.
C to D, I don't play.
C to D. Yeah,
So
C to D.
I will try not. I'm trying not to rest any place other than C to D. So you guys can take whenever.
Don't rest anywhere but.
Yes. I just really hear a trumpet duet from C to D. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think he's doing head for top, and then fist for final time through. Like the final look for a cadence.
I might enjoy a pedal B flat on this one. We'll see.
You might enjoy pedal B flat.
Yeah, there it is.
I thought you were lined up to do it on what was the other one? One of these preludes we
All
just
of them.
played. I heard you go low so on it, and then you're like, nah, keep it tight. you went back up to staff. I'm also a problem child, so when I hear you go for the low 5, I'm like, oh, I can hit low do, and you're gonna pedal do. What's that? I know you can. Please, we beg you, trombonists need to earn a paycheck. Please stop being good at low horn. Yes. Bass trombonists, they sell pizzas because of you guys. The American Horn Quartet came to Mansfield early in the spring.
I almost went. I was
you
like,
really?
they weren't going to come any closer. I think they were down in Maryland. It was like split the difference. And I'm like, let me go. It's once in a lifetime thing. I'm just going to go and do it. And then I'm like,
also like my left shoulder hurts sometimes, so I'll hold the weight of the trauma with this, and I have a lot of like first and second position stuff, so I can the tone quality and pitch suffers, but it gives my shoulder a break. It's the sort of things that I'd like throw my students out of a jury for playing that way.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Secretly, you're like, oh, I'll write that down for next time.
Yeah.
I think we bump it up a couple clicks today. They'll walk faster.
Chris is thinking on another level. If we swing it, do you think they'll walk with like a hitch?
It seemed to go on real long. I think this one has a better flow.
Well, the screen changed.
Mike says thanks for the note. He appreciated knowing. It is his reputation that we're playing with.
Well, there was just so many things going on Monday. It was just like I didn't even think about it. I figured since you texted in, it was good.
I see somebody over here with a staff.
You're getting close, Steve?
They made me take my instrument out of the case to walk through the security. Did they make you guys do that?
Just open.
No.
I mean, you would fit a lot in that,
Yeah, that's fair.
right?
What do you mean?
I'd take my instrument out of my case. And
I asked when I went into like the Hershey Stadium there, Giant Center.
oh yeah.
Same thing, like, oh yeah, just like, what is that? It's a trombone. They didn't even make me open the case. I was like, what? You should make me play this. Like, I can fit a lot of bad stuff.
They did make me play once at the airport.
Did they?
I was in Germany, so I put the U.S. national anthem and all the American political.
It's funny for the Monday. These guys were like still getting set, but for Monday afternoon, they were ready like 3 minutes ahead of time, and so we were stopped waiting for them. And I saw the guy at the back of the hall who was in charge. He like checked his watch and was like, "Nope, we can wait 3 minutes." Like everybody's in their seats. Just get the graduation done. It's really fun.
Look, there's some good food over there.
Oh, in the
the conference room or whatever it is.
tuba players with food on them.
That's what we're thinking.
Here we go.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ronald Weich, and I am very proudly the Dean of the University of Baltimore School of Law. It is my pleasure and my privilege to welcome you to the School of Law's 96th annual commencement ceremony. Members of the class of 2024, I am the first of many speakers who are going to congratulate you today. After 3 or 4 years, in the case of the evening students, of the uphill climb that is law school, you have reached the plateau. You have earned the degree you will be awarded today. In the commencement program, there's a quote from Booker T. Washington, the noted American educator and author. He wrote, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which one has overcome while trying to succeed." All of you, even the most fortunate, have faced some adversity. For example, those evening students, you started your legal education remotely online due to the global pandemic. We live in a country that is riven by division. Democratic institutions are under assault. The distractions in the world around us have been endless, and you're right to pay attention to them, but at the same time, you have brought focus and discipline to your studies, preparing yourselves to address those adversities and others in the future as lawyers, leaders. We count on you to make a difference. I know that so many of you chose to attend law school because you wanted to make a difference, and now you will have your chance. Your hard work, students, has won you the respect of the law school faculty, who themselves have worked hard to teach you law and to help you develop the skills so that you can use the law effectively. I now invite the members of the law school faculty in the front row and behind me to stand up and face the students and congratulate them and accept their appreciation. Now look, law school can be bruising. I often say it's a team sport, and there is no law student who graduates without the support, encouragement, and love of others. Therefore, I want to also congratulate all of the family members and friends of the graduates who are here today. Students, please stand and look to your loved ones and thank them for all they've done to help you get to this moment. Now, as many of you know, this is my last commencement ceremony as Dean of the University of Baltimore School of Law. I've had the privilege of serving as Dean of this remarkable institution for 12 years. This summer I'll be departing Baltimore to become Dean of a different school. So in a sense, you graduates and I are graduating from this law school together. I've been your Dean, not your classmate, but soon we will have all moved on, looking back on the school, hopefully with fondness, as loyal alumni of the University of Baltimore School of Law. Yet even as you and I stand together, about to close this chapter of our lives and embark on new professional adventures, there's one significant difference between us. I don't have to sit for the bar exam this summer. And that's a good thing, because you all are vastly better prepared than I would be to tackle that unpleasant but manageable ordeal. In fact, I have unwavering confidence in your ability to surmount this last hurdle of the course of education that you have undertaken. You've come this far, I know you will not stumble now. And as I take stock of my years as Dean of this law school, there's so much of which I'm proud. I'm very proud of my faculty colleagues for their friendship and for their unwavering commitment to student success. I'm especially proud of our nationally renowned clinical program, ranked 5th best out of 195 law schools in the country. I am very proud of the wonderful staff members who keep this school running smoothly and effectively. I'm proud of the healthy, productive relationship we have with university colleagues, here represented by President Schmoke and Provost Mueller. And I'm proud of the city of Baltimore for its amazing history, its robust civic engagement, and for the Baltimore Orioles, one of whose new owners is on the stage with me. But my deepest pride and affection is for the amazing students of this law school. University of Baltimore law students are mature, resourceful problem solvers, highly motivated to succeed. Judges, law firm partners, and other employers tell me all the time that the UB law students that they hire routinely outperform graduates of other law schools, even those elite schools. So I say UB students and UB lawyers, they get the job done. Now, you graduates will benefit from our law school's well-deserved reputation for producing excellent lawyers. That reputation was forged by your predecessors, the wonderful UB Law alumni, many of whom I think are in this auditorium. But now, graduates, it's on you to maintain that reputation and burnish it. And as you enter the profession, please keep in mind that your law license is more than just a license to represent clients. It is a license to serve as leaders in your community, to participate with authority in the great debates of the day. Your law degree imposes on you an obligation to defend the rule of law and legal institutions, even as you work to improve them. In doing so, I ask that you carry with you the values of the legal profession that we have worked hard to impart to you: civility, respect, including respect for adversaries and those with whom you disagree, integrity, and above all, a thirst for justice. However you choose to use your law degree, you will make a positive difference in our society, bringing reasoned debate and principled compromise to disputes, large and small, private and public. I'm confident you have the skills you need to pass that bar exam and become successful lawyer leaders. It is now my pleasure to call upon several other speakers who will offer congratulations to the graduates. And first, I call to the podium the former mayor of Baltimore, the current president of the University of Baltimore School of Law, and our favorite Orioles owner, Kurt Schmoke.
Well, I'll be the favorite owner until we start losing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to welcome you all here. I want to just give very brief remarks because Ron knows that I come from the School of Public Speaking that believes that a speech, in order to be immortal, need not be eternal. I want to thank Ron in particular for his outstanding leadership at the law school. We'll miss him. We'll try to make sure that we visit him up at Seton Hall, and our moot court teams will beat theirs, I'm sure. I also wanted to thank the parents, friends, because I know that it's so important to have support of students as they go through this ordeal of the law school. I'm a recovering lawyer myself, and I do recognize how difficult it is. Want to mention to the parents, and before I do that, just take a point of privilege, because I saw a former delegate in the audience, Joe Valerio, who did such a wonderful job in Annapolis for so many years in helping to form the laws that really enliven our community. And I just want to give a specific shout out to him and thank him very much for all that he's done over the years, Joe. But to the parents, Ron mentioned Dean Weiss mentioned one point about the bar exam. This is vitally important. I remember when I was dean at Howard Law School, a beautiful grandmother at the end of our commencement exercises went up and hugged the young man and said, "Oh, my lawyer," and I had to say to her, "Not yet." And that is because of the bar exam. It's a little bit of a hurdle that these young men and women will have to face. And so I ask you, in the month of July, if you don't see your graduate today, that's a good thing. That means that they are buried and studying for this exam so that in the fall, you can give them that big hug and say, "Oh, my lawyer." I do appreciate all that you've done. I want to congratulate these outstanding graduates, thank the faculty for all that you've done, and we look forward to seeing you in the future as people making a real contribution to our society. Thank you all for being here today.
Next, I'm pleased to welcome the Provost of the University of Baltimore, Ralph Mueller, who will offer commendations to the faculty. Provost Mueller is completing his first academic year at our university, and he has proven to be an enthusiastic partner to the law school in advancing the goals and mission of our school. Provost Mueller.
Good morning, distinguished graduates, families and friends, and faculty and staff members. I join President Schmoke, Dean White, and others in recognizing the great accomplishments of those University of Baltimore students who will receive their law degrees this morning. My warm congratulations to you. Students, we know you worked very hard to get to this moment. But we also know that you did not achieve this milestone by yourself. You received support from family members and from friends, and you received expert instruction from members of the law school faculty who are sitting in the front row. These professors taught you, counseled you, and mentored you. They helped you think, they helped you write, and they helped you argue like lawyers. Still to come is the bar exam. I know they take immense pride in helping you reach your professional goals. Likewise, as the University of Baltimore's Chief Academic Officer, I take great pride in the work of our law school faculty, their teaching, their scholarship, and their service to the university and the wider community. Specifically, I would like to recognize the following law school faculty members who received awards this year. I ask when I call your name, please stand and remain standing until I read all the names. Professor William Hubbard for outstanding teaching by full-time law school faculty member. Professor Dan Hatcher, recipient of the Saul Ewing Award for outstanding teaching in transactional law. Adjunct Professor Michael Moran for outstanding teaching by an adjunct law school faculty member. Professor Elizabeth Keyes, recipient of the James May Faculty Award for Student Bar Association. Professor Jose Anderson for receiving the Law School Award for Traditional Scholarship. Professor Gilda Daniels for receiving the award for Outstanding Public Discourse. And Professor Amy Sloan for receiving the Law School's Award for Outstanding Faculty Service. Please join me in wholeheartedly congratulating these faculty members for their outstanding contributions, as well as the entire faculty. Please rise, entire faculty. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Mueller. And now we will have greetings from the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, represented by Regent William Wood. Bill Wood began his service on the Board of Regents in 1999. He's been a practicing lawyer in Montgomery County for over 40 years and a past president of the Maryland Trial Lawyers Association. We welcome Regent Bill Wood.
Thank you.
Good morning. At the UBALT commencement last year, I asked the graduates a question and received an enthusiastic response. So I have the same question for you. Are you happy to be here today? In person? Okay, well, after 3 years of living with the challenges of the pandemic, we are certainly pleased to be here with you. And today, I am delighted to extend best wishes and congratulations from the entire University System of Maryland and the Board of Regents, and to your families and friends, both those here in person and those here in spirit. They have shared in your struggles and sacrifice, and we know they are proud to share in your success today. Even under the best of circumstances, what you have achieved takes hard work, persistence, and dedication. The resilience, adaptability, and tenacity you have demonstrated will serve you well throughout your careers and throughout your lives. So congratulations. It is also an honor today to share this special day with your outstanding president and part-time Orioles owner, Kurt Schmoke, and Dean Ron Weish, who together with the faculty and staff proudly advance the School of Law for professional excellence and service. And Dean Weish, we will miss you. This law school produces many of the leaders in Maryland's legal community, including practitioners, judges, public defenders, prosecutors, legislators, scholars, and community and civic advocates. This School of Law is absolutely highly regarded for its excellence. In fact, across Maryland, it is a force with 1/3 of Maryland state court judges being graduates of this school. In short, the School of Law represents everything that is best about access and the value of public legal education. We are also incredibly honored to be here with our commencement speaker, Maryland Comptroller Brooke Learman. What an honor it is to share the platform with her, a truly genuine, wonderful, impactful leader who has and will continue to do great things for our state. So thank you for joining us. Comptroller Learman will be formally introduced in a few minutes. We look forward to her address. Once again, we offer a well-deserved congratulations to all of you and wish you all the best in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Wood. And the next congratulations come from the chair of the University of Baltimore Law Alumni Association. Jasmine Pope is a 2018 graduate of our law school. As a student, she was editor-in-chief of the International Law Journal, among other activities. Jasmine is currently an attorney with the firm of Turnbull, Nicholson, and Sanders. Jasmine, please join us.
Thank you, Dean Weish, and on behalf of an alum who started and ended her law school career under your deanship, thank you very much for your service to the law school. Congratulations to the class of 2024 on your amazing accomplishment, and let me be one of the first alum to welcome you to the University of Baltimore Law Alumni community. As Dean Weish mentioned, my name is Jasmine Pope, and I'm a 2018 graduate of the law school. I have been fortunate enough to serve as president or chair of this Law Alumni Association for the past 4 years. And in graduating from the University of Baltimore School of Law, you will be joining an alumni community of more than 15,000 graduates, all of whom are doing incredible things within our legal community. They are partners, lawyers, judges, and leaders within the legal community. And as I look around this auditorium, I have no doubt that each and every single one of you will be successful in your legal careers. There are so many ways that you can get involved and give back to the University of Baltimore when you graduate. Obviously, there's always financial donations, but you can also give back your time, and I really want to emphasize that. I've spent the past few years serving as a bar mentor, attending events that have been hosted by the law school, and networking with current students and fellow alum. And I want to encourage you to give back to the University of Baltimore law community, whether it's serving by a mentor, participating on a panel, or networking at some of the upcoming alumni events that you will have the privilege of attending as an alum. I would also like to encourage you to stay in touch with the law school. I promise you that your professors, your favorite admin, they will love to hear from you and see what it is that you're doing in your current legal journey. I look forward to reconnecting with each and every single one of you at future events. And for those of you that are sitting for the bar exam in July, good luck.
Thanks so much, Jasmine, and thank you for your service as chair of the Alumni Association. At this time, I want to recognize two members of the class of 2024 who have achieved extraordinary academic success. Even though final grades are not quite tallied, we can announce with confidence that the presumptive valedictorian of the class is Kira Sharper, and the presumptive salutatorian is Orenitza Abbas. Let me ask Kira and Orenitza to stand and accept congratulations. This year, the Student Bar Association has elected a student representative to speak on behalf of the graduating class. I call to the stage student speaker Devonte Jones. As Devonte is walking up, I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's been an impressive student leader, served as a law scholar, a teaching assistant. He was a member of the national trial team that made it to the top 4 in the regional competition. And for his work on the Criminal Defense and Advocacy Clinic, he received the Outstanding Clinic Student Award. After graduation, he will be joining the Maryland Office of the Public Defender. I give you your student speaker, Devonte Jones.
How are we doing? I don't know who this water is for, but my mouth is dry, so. I didn't tell my family that I was giving a speech today, so surprise. I thought a lot about what it is I wanted to say here today. For the past year, I thought I had my speech all figured out, but it wasn't until a couple weeks ago that I realized what I wanted to share with you all. So I'm going to talk about what I believe the law school journey is all about. To me, at its core, law school is about two things: figuring out how to fight and figuring out what it is you're fighting for. Let me explain what I mean by that, starting first with the how. When I say figuring out how to fight, what I mean is learning how to do the work, how to become a better advocate, how to be a great lawyer. You see, when I started law school, I had just turned 22 years old. As I stand before you today, I'm only 24. And I know you're asking yourself, how is he so young, yet so wise? Unfortunately, I can't answer that question for you. But what I can say is that when I came to UB, I knew how to speak, but I didn't truly know how to be a lawyer. You see, there are no lawyers in my family. Not yet, at least. But I say that to say that while these past 3 years have been extremely challenging, in embracing that challenge, I have learned much more than I could have ever imagined. For starters, I quickly learned that cold calling is in fact a real thing. I thank Professor Grossman for that lesson. I also learned that the student body here at UB comes from all walks of life. I remember second semester, I did my oral argument against a law student who was also a doctor. I remember thinking to myself, that's impressive. Also, could not be me. True story though, shout out to Dr. Kevin Carr. Woo! Also, I was thinking back on all the legal knowledge that I got over the past 3 years. I could tell you all about inadmissible hearsay or how to survive a 12b6 motion to dismiss, but the most important piece of information that I got from law school is that when someone asks you a legal question, the answer is almost always, it depends. Yep. But perhaps most impactful on our law school journey and our development are the professors here at UB. There are multiple professors here that I'd like to take a minute to thank in just a second, but I just want to point out the fact that the professors here at UB have not only done the work themselves, but they also care about us and our ability to do the work. I'd like to thank Professor Grossman, Professor Lal, Professor Trivedi, Professor Kerr, Professor Gilda Daniels. Thank you all for always allowing me to be myself and for supporting my growth as a young advocate. I'd like to give a very special thank you to Professor Katie Cronick. Thank you for putting up with me these past 2 years. Thank you for your mentorship. It has truly meant the world to me. Hold on. All right. I'm good. Your mentorship has truly meant the world to me, and I hope to make you proud as a public defender. Now, the list goes on, but I think you all get the point. The staff here and the professors here at UB are truly amazing. They care about us, they've done the work, and I know that they have prepared us for the fight. Even someone like Professor Jaros isn't actually that bad of a professor. That's despite what his course evaluations may say. That's mostly a joke, by the way. You can laugh, it's fine. But in all seriousness, now that we've addressed the how, I'd like to get back to the what and the why. Over the past 3 years, I've had the privilege to learn what it is some of you are fighting for. Niels, your name immediately comes to mind. I know how hard you have fought to get where you are and how hard you'll continue to fight. To tell you the truth, you've inspired me, and I consider myself fortunate to have had the opportunity to fight alongside you this semester. So thank you. But let me be clear, your why could be anything. It could be to flex on your biggest hater from 10 years ago. It could be for money, for justice, for your family. It could all be about making your Bubby and Zadie proud. And believe me, I know they're proud. But as long as you know what it is you're fighting for, you will always be all right. I'd like to take the time to share what it is I fight for. First and foremost, I fight for my clients, past, present, and future, who put their lives in my hands and trust me to fight for them. I fight for my 9-year-old self, who said that one day we would do exactly what it is we're doing right now. I fight for everyone who has ever believed in me, for my family who has surrounded me with constant love and support, for my fiance and our future, from my mom. You have made sacrifice after sacrifice. Hold on. You have made sacrifice after sacrifice to give me and my brothers a better chance at life. All the sacrifices, all the difficult decisions, I am not standing here without you. You are the reason I smile in the face of adversity, so thank you. Today, tomorrow, always, that is why I fight. You see, me personally, I'm fighting for way too much to ever come up short, way too much to ever fail. I can promise you that much. So I'll leave you all with this. If you haven't done so already, figure out what it is you are fighting for. Hold on to that, because as long as you know why you're fighting, you will never be lost. That much I know. I'm so proud of each and every one of us for having made it this far. This is a heck of an accomplishment. Kenneth, Alex, thank you for holding me down. Thank you for everyone else I met along the way. Congratulations, UB Law Class of 2024. I can't wait to see what we accomplish.
Wow. Thank you, Devante, for those inspirational words and for all that you've done in law school. Several weeks ago, we hosted the annual award ceremony in which students, faculty, and staff were honored for outstanding performance and service. The provost mentioned the faculty award winners, but there were many student award winners and staff as well. The major award winners are listed in your program, but there were 2 awards that we did not present there because we saved them for this commencement moment. Each year, the faculty chooses 1 full-time day student and 1 evening student to receive the prestigious Law Faculty Awards. I now call to the stage this year's award recipients. Orenitza Abbas from the day class, and Erin Carrington-Smith from the evening class. All right, I've got the awards to present. Orenitza, I'm going to speak about you first. Come on up here. Orenitza graduates from the University of Baltimore this year with a JD degree as well as a Master of Science in Negotiation and Conflict Management. As you already heard, she excels academically. She is the salutatorian of the class, and she's equally impressive outside the classroom through her work with the Office of the Public Defender, the Baltimore City Circuit Court, and the U.S. Department of Justice. Throughout her time in law school, she donated over 200 hours of pro bono service to immigrants seeking citizenship and avoiding deportation. Orenitza will continue to be involved in the UB community after graduation. Congratulations. Erin Carrington served as an editor of the University of Baltimore Law Forum. She worked as a writing fellow in the Legal Writing Center, as a law scholar, and as a research assistant for Professor Shanta Crivetti, with whom she co-authored 2 published pieces on reform of the child welfare system. After the bar, Erin will clerk for Judge Stuart Berger on the Appellate Court of Maryland, himself a UB Law graduate. Erin asked me to say that she could not have done any of this without the unwavering support of her husband, Kieran, and her daughter, Sally. Congratulations. We're so proud of those 2 students and all students. And now I have the honor of introducing our graduation speaker, Maryland Comptroller Brooke Learman. In 2022, voters chose Brooke Learman to be the 34th Comptroller of Maryland. She's the first woman in Maryland history to be independently elected to one of our state's constitutional offices. Now, you've often heard me say that there are many ways to use a law degree beyond practicing law. We call those JD Advantage jobs. And it turns out that one JD Advantage job is being Comptroller of Maryland. Brooke Learman is an attorney. She graduated from the University of Texas Law School, Hook'em Horns. And prior to her election as Comptroller, she was a civil rights attorney with the firm of Brown, Goldstein, and Levy here in Baltimore, and she served for 8 years as a member of the Maryland House of Delegates, representing part of Baltimore City. As Comptroller, Brooke Learman is dedicated to creating a Maryland that is stronger, more equitable, and more prosperous so that all Marylanders can reach their full potential. Please join me, Comptroller Learman.
Good morning. Good morning to the family, to the friends, to the esteemed guests, parents, and partners of the 2024 University of Baltimore Law graduates. I'm looking at the yellow seats here. For the past 3 years, you've watched your law students study, cry, curse, study more, and excel. You've asked them what they're studying, only to be told that you wouldn't understand. And the truth is, you wouldn't. None of us really does. But we know how to say it, and we can say it in our sleep, and you'll use it on the bar exam. That is, that no interest in law is good unless it must vest, if at all, not later than 21 years after some life in being at the creation of the interest. That is the rule against perpetuities. So graduates, I am so excited to be here with you today and to remind you that in August, you can forget that rule. But you have to keep it in your heads for a couple more months. Thank you, Dean Weiss, for that wonderful introduction. I am Brooke Learman. I am honored to serve as the 34th Comptroller of the state of Maryland, the first woman to hold this position, and a fellow survivor of property law. Thank you. Thank you. I am so honored to be here with all of you today. I am also the first lawyer in my family. And Devonte, when you need a warm-up act in the future, you just let me know. I'd also like to thank President Kurt Schmoke for bringing us a winning Orioles team, and to Dean Weiss for his leadership. Thank you for having me join you today. Now, as I prepared for this, my first commencement address, I reflected a little bit on my journey in law school. And I have to tell you, I loved law school. I took a few years off between college and law school, so I was a bit older than some of my peers, as are some of you, all different ages in my class. But I found a great group of friends. A former Colorado River guide, a woman who'd sung professional opera, a semi-professional dancer, a connoisseur of marijuana flavors, a cowboy, and a former Marine who'd served in Afghanistan were some of my core study mates. We were a motley crew, but we leaned on one another. And in my very first semester of law school, I studied harder than I had ever studied in my life for anything. And at the end of the semester, we all anxiously awaited our grades. You know, people were refreshing the screen, waiting to see what it said. And for the first time that semester, I looked at it when it refreshed, and I got straight B's. And I thought, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a lawyer if I had to study that hard to get B's in every class. And then I thought about it, and I realized that actually, I had learned so much in that one semester, and not just the rule against perpetuities. I realized that grades didn't matter as much as the knowledge that I'd gained. And at that moment, I decided I would no longer look at my grades. My reasoning was that either I would get A's because I was studying so hard and learning, and then I might slack off, or I would get B's, and that would frustrate me if I was studying harder than I'd ever studied before. And of course, if I was failing, well, I figured I'd get a call from the dean to let me know. So I did not look at my grades anymore again for the rest of my time in law school until I had to submit them for a clerkship after my 3L year. And then it turned out that not looking at my grades had actually caused me to do better. By taking that approach, I learned that with apologies to your professors and to the dean, grades are not the point. Learning is the point. And where I fell on the bell curve, as long as I didn't fall off of it, didn't matter. And everyone has their favorite subject, and maybe it connects to your field of practice: immigration law, constitutional law. I'd love to hear all about how much you love tax law and would like to come work in our agency. But also, and this may be a hot take, but I actually don't think the subject matter is the point either. It's important, and you do learn a huge amount of history and law, but anybody can look up a statute and read a case. The purpose and the value of going to law school is in the training that it provides us to tackle the challenges that the world presents to us. And boy, is it presenting some challenges now. You spent the last 3 years learning to think deeply, to write precisely, to discern what you need, and to learn where to find what you need, how to argue constructively, how to assert yourself. You learned, as Devante reminded us, how to say, "it depends," in defense of another or of a cause. Law school teaches discipline and grit, teaches us to be humble, and then shows us how we can become better at something. So we are celebrating you today because you have stuck with it. You have overcome the obstacles, and you are now ready to take on the next big thing. So, I see some skeptics out there that, the subject's not the real reason, so I'm going to make the case a little bit more. Just a couple subjects. Admin law, one of my favorite courses. Shout out to the admin law professors. You may be familiar with Chevron deference, the idea that judges should defer to agency interpretations and the gaps and the ambiguities in the laws that they represent. Of course, right now, the Supreme Court is deciding whether or not to overturn the Chevron doctrine, and although I hope they don't, the case itself doesn't matter as much as the intuitive principle that it represents, right? That people with expertise in an area know more about that area than those without expertise in that area. So if that case is overturned, lawyers supporting an interpretation of a federal or state law, they won't be able to rely on Chevron deference anymore, but they will keep doing what you all have learned how to do, which is to make the point that to prove why deference should be afforded. And it's the same in contracts law. You learned about, valid offer and acceptance, which are needed to establish a binding contract, but you don't need to know every case and every example to understand that sometimes there are distinctions without a difference, to understand the nuance and what offer and acceptance can look like, how people can interpret a handshake differently. So that's what I mean when I say you have gathered this knowledge despite the subject matter. So with this struggle and with this triumph of graduation, you now have a new responsibility. What's that next big thing that I mentioned you're now ready for? I think it's a little thing called saving the world. It's what each of us is here to do today, in our own way that only each of us can do. No pressure, there are no grades. But, so some people, you may ask yourselves, what is the meaning of life? A lot of us contemplate that every once in a while. But I want to submit to all of you graduates today that that is not the right question. The question I believe that we should be asking ourselves is, how do I want to live my life? And as lawyers, I believe we have the unique ability to say to ourselves, I want to live my life by saving the world a little bit every day. So I recognize that that might sound overwhelming. The world needs a lot of help these days. So 3 things that I hope you will remember as you embark upon this journey. Number 1, find your motley crew. Find your people, your new version of your study group. You may not get to rely on examples and explanations anymore in the real world. That was my preferred study guide. But you'll find new treatises to guide you, new mentors, new sidekicks. Make sure they challenge you, support you, and also offer new perspectives. One of my favorite quotes is, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I've tried to live that out in my life. As the new comptroller, I brought in a new leadership team. I surrounded myself with people with different lived experiences from different ways of life, the best and the brightest that I could find. And there are a lot of lawyers in that group, to come in and to help us reimagine how the office of the comptroller can change the face of Maryland, can offer people a new life, and how it can help them live to their full potential. So find the room that challenges you and teaches you. That's what you've been doing for the past years in your school, and you can keep doing it. But number 2, but also remember that you belong in the room. You belong in the room. You worked hard to get this JD. You made sacrifices, you studied, you have a unique and important perspective that the world needs. You've earned this. You belong in the room. So don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. And number 3, choose how you want to live your life over and over again each and every day. When I say the right question is, how do I want to live my life? I don't mean you have to know right now what you are going to be doing 20 years from now. I will tell you that when I was graduating from the University of Texas School of Law in 2008, I could not have named the state comptroller of Maryland and did not know what the state comptroller of Maryland did. And a little secret, I didn't even take tax law. But each and every day, you get to decide how you want to live your life and how you want to help change the world by making that decision. Maybe today you'll save the world by being a good friend. Maybe tomorrow by taking on a pro bono case. Maybe you'll become a public defender. Maybe next year you'll join the board of a nonprofit. Maybe when you have kids, you'll send them to your local public school and join the PTO. Maybe you'll be the next comptroller of Maryland. I can't do this job forever. And I will tell you that one of the things you'll find as you try to make the world a better place in the space that you are is that it will take many different forms. So a quick story from my first 15 months as the state comptroller. I joined the office of the comptroller and inherited an agency with technology that existed when I was in high school in the 90s. I brought in a new leadership team. We are advancing our technology. We're doing big things to reimagine how the office can work, how we can make sure we're supporting minority businesses, how we can support our staff. And about 3 or 4 months into my tenure, one of our longest serving employees retired, the executive assistant in the office of the comptroller. And she said in her retirement speech, because we threw her a big party, you know, and I should add, in addition to inheriting ancient technology, I inherited very old buildings that had not been updated in years, and which we asked our 1,000+ employees to work in each and every day. And she said in her speech, she said, you know, looking around, I've worked for 5 comptrollers now over the past 50 years as an executive assistant. And we have old buildings. And after working for those 5 comptrollers, it took the woman comptroller to bring us new toilet paper dispensers in the bathrooms. Thank you, Comptroller Learman. So I will say to you, sometimes changing the world means sweating the small stuff. It means listening to the people around you and making sure they feel cared for in whatever way that can look like, even if it means new toilet paper dispensers. Look at you now, though. Things may feel like they're too big. You may feel scared about what's next, but you got through law school. Remember how overwhelming it was in your first day? You knew nothing, but you took it a day at a time. You took it a semester at a time. You chose how to live your life each and every day by studying, by working, and by looking forward. So although things may feel big, and sometimes they are, the world needs you. And I will also say to you, even more importantly, Baltimore needs you. There is no doubt that there is no better place to change the world than in Baltimore. And I have no doubt that you can do it. Baltimore is a great city with great soul, with deep wounds, and with a resilient heart. And you are here now to ensure that our future is brighter than our past. And you have a leg up on me, even. You know, when I first ran for office in Baltimore, people would ask me where I was from, and I said, well, I wasn't born in Baltimore, but I got here as fast as I could. But for me, that wasn't until after law school. You got here before or during, so you have a head start. I will say, if you are ever worried about the size of your impact, just remember what Betty Reese said. If you think you're too small to be effective, you've never been in the dark with a mosquito. Be a mosquito, my friends. To conclude, I will remind all of us some of the words of Dr. Martin Luther King when he said, all of us are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. In other words, we all do better when we all do better. As you choose each and every day how to live your life, equipped with the tools that your professors, your fellow students, the administrators gave you, know that you'll do better by making sure that all of those around you do better too. And I am looking forward to seeing what you do. Thank you, good luck, and congratulations, graduates.
Thank you so much, Comptroller Learman, for that excellent speech, and I know our graduates will take much from that. At this time, I'm going to excuse the Comptroller. She has important state business to attend to. We appreciate her being here, and we appreciate her participation in our ceremony. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, we are going to confer degrees on the class of 2024. The Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Colin Starger, will present the class to President Schmoke. President Schmoke will confer the degrees. The first degrees conferred will be master's degrees and then the Juris Doctor degrees.
Good afternoon. Will the candidates for the LLM in Laws of the United States and Master of Laws in Taxation please stand? President Schmoke. As Associate Dean of the University of Baltimore School of Law, it is my privilege to present the 2024 candidates for the LLM degree.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Baltimore School of Law and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, I now confer upon all the qualified candidates, including those in absentia, the degree for which they have met all the requirements and with all the rights, privileges, and prerogatives appertaining thereto.
Okay, now, will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree please stand? You look incredible. President Schmoke, as Associate Dean of the University of Baltimore School of Law, it is my privilege to present the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Baltimore School of Law and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, I now confer upon all the qualified candidates, including those in absentia, the degrees for which they have met all the requirements and with all the rights, privileges, and prerogatives appertaining thereto.
The members of the class of 2024 will now come forward individually. Professors Audrey McFarland, Jack Lynch, and Liz Keys will announce the names of the graduates, and Professors Jose Anderson, Gilda Daniels, and Amy Sloan will hood the graduates. And then graduates will have the opportunity to shake hands, or if they wish, simply acknowledge.
Give the Wakanda salute.
Wakanda salute, President Schmoke, and to me.
Amanda Atwood, Master of Law in Taxation. Oh. She's not here. There we go. Melise Dieringer, Master of Law in the United States. Miroslav Nikolov, Master of Law in Taxation. Orenitza Avas, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Lucy Agronin, Juris Doctor. Sierra Aguila, Juris Doctor. Yasmin Ali, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Karen Angelo, Juris Doctor. Fernando Arevalo, Juris Doctor. Carrington, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Alfayazad, Juris Doctor. Adina Bear, Juris Doctor. Nicholas Balzano, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Morgan Beecham Tuck, Juris Doctor. Helena Beckstead, Juris Doctor. Alexandra Becknell, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Anna Bennett, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Nicholas Burzins, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Tiffany Bevel, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Colin Brown, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Trevor Brown, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Jordan Brunel, Juris Doctor. Kiara Butler, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Kayla Kala, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Joseph Canner, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Congratulations. Katie Lee Cannon, Juris Doctor. Aaron Carrington Smith, summa Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Devon Carter, Juris Doctor. Karen Cedeno, Juris Doctor. Rachel Clare, Juris Doctor. Alessandra Cecchia, Juris Doctor. Ali Chima, Juris Doctor. Amy Klibanoff, Juris Doctor. Cherie Corelli, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Jillian Cottingham, Juris Doctor. Anastasia Couch, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Cameron Craig, Juris Doctor. Megan Crawford, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Joshua Kukuzala, Juris Doctor. Krista Cutler, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Jason Dagenhart, Esquire, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Joseph Danahy, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Isaiah Daniel, Juris Doctor. Okay. Cameron Robert Davis, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Louis D. Filippo, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Blake Donahue, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Rachel Durant, Juris Doctor. Niels Drury, Juris Doctor, cum laude. James Duffy, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Helen Igata, Juris Doctor. Josh Duvall, Juris Doctor. Congratulations. Angelia Dwyer, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Jacob Edmondson, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Aaron Asterson, Juris Doctor. Congratulations. Francesca Fabiani, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Khadija Faramand, Juris Doctor. Joshua Faulkner, Juris Doctor. Adam Fidian, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Rachel Floriach, Juris Doctor. Cecia Fuentes, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Victoria Garner, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Ricardo Garreton, Juris Doctor. Samuel Glover, Juris Doctor. Asia Gibbs, Juris Doctor. I'll do yours. George Garcia, Juris Doctor.
Renee Goss, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Bryce Gartner, Juris Doctor. Ashley Glotfelter, JD, magna cum laude. Syra Gonzalez, JD. Ethan Greenberg, JD, cum laude. Maidalin Grigoriev, JD, magna cum laude. Elsie Damari Grooms. Benjamin Gruen, JD, cum laude. Jose Gutierrez, Omana, JD, cum laude. Elani Haji Panteli, JD. Dakota Halford, JD, cum laude. Michael Hayes, JD. Maris Haffey, JD, cum laude. Harrison Holmes, JD, cum laude. Paris Holmes, JD. Justin Hamasel, JD. Emily Houston, JD, magna cum laude. Essence Hudson, JD. John Hebler, JD, cum laude. Choki Yim, JD. Marisa Ingram, JD. Adaku Erundi, JD. Nighton Janigan, JD, magna cum laude. Caitlin Jasberg, JD. Cyrus Johnson, JD. Devante Jones, JD, magna cum laude. Emily Kamp, JD, magna cum laude. Matthew Kang, JD. Emma Kaplan, JD. Sharon Kimania. David King, JD, summa cum laude. Daniel Kiviola, JD. Hannah Creeley, JD, summa cum laude. Juliana Correa, JD. Annette Kim Kwan, JD. David Kwan, JD. Marcela La Liberté, JD, cum laude. Dean La Panzina, JD, cum laude. Jacob Lattner, JD. Darius Liley, JD. Inuoli, JD. Dwayne London, JD. Ashley Longo, JD. Esquire.
Can I do the next one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Anjali Luna Martinez, Juris Doctor.
Caitlin Lyons, JD, summa cum laude. Johanna Mack, JD. Ali Mahdi, JD, cum laude. Corey Malinowski, JD, cum laude. Brian Malone, JD, cum laude. Kimberly Mariano, JD, cum laude. David Marshall, JD, magna cum laude. Christine Martinez, JD, magna cum laude. Talia Martinez, Esquire, JD. Lauren Mecha, JD. Juan Mercedes, JD. Carrie Michael, JD, magna cum laude. Alexandra Mitchell, JD, magna cum laude. Charlotte Moreno, JD, cum laude. Melissa Murphy, JD, cum laude. Natalie Murphy, JD, magna cum laude. Courtney Natanz, JD. Mama Degan Diong, JD. Hannah Neelis, JD, cum laude.
Lucy Perot. Lucy Perot, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Emily Payne, Juris Doctor. Gabrielle Peach, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Mareri Peretz, Juris Doctor, Esquire. Jacob Pisetsky, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Alan Poden, Juris Doctor. D. Graham Poole, Juris Doctor. Heather Posey, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Max Posner, Juris Doctor. George Podishman, Juris Doctor. Yakira Price, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude.
Can I do the next one? Melina Quiroz, Juris Doctor, cum laude.
A. Rand, Juris Doctor. Ifra Ransom, Juris Doctor. Joshua Ray, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Natalie Reyes, Juris Doctor. Ryan Ricketts, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Michael Rinderman, Juris Doctor. Kristen Robinson, Juris Doctor. Shanae Robinson, Juris Doctor. Timothy Rogers, Juris Doctor. Vishwa Ross, Juris Doctor. Cristiana Ceballos Prado. Anything else? Juris Doctor. Mustafa Salame, Juris Doctor. Sarah Salah, Juris Doctor. Adaya Samura, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Ariane Sandu, Juris Doctor. Devlin Sevi, Juris Doctor. Shiloh Shasayim, Juris Doctor. Kira Sherpert, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Samira Shoja Deni, Ishan, Juris Doctor. Brian Stout, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Anthony Smith, Juris Doctor. Janice Song, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Amelia Tam, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Cam Taylor Canner, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Owen Thomas, Juris Doctor. Logan Thigpen, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Brooklyn Todd, Juris Doctor. Anastasia Topaltsas, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Juris Doctor. Alexandra Toscano, Juris Doctor. Sarah Truman, Juris Doctor. Claudia Vasquez, Juris Doctor. Daisy Velasco, Juris Doctor. Sean Vines, Juris Doctor. Rachel Vogel, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Sarah Von Stein, Juris Doctor, summa cum laude. Donald Waldron, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Sharnice Warren, Juris Doctor. Caitlin Weber, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Jessica Weller, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Sarah Williams, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Megan Wilton, Esquire, Juris Doctor. Haley Whitstadt, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Olivia Walls, Juris Doctor. Tony Marie Martin Woods, Juris Doctor. Sean Woolhams, Juris Doctor. Kenneth Wyatt II, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Andrew Yao, Juris Doctor. Kwame Yaboa, Juris Doctor. Saba Yunus, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Patricia Ziff, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Nathaniel Zimmer, Juris Doctor. Bailey Zupin, Juris Doctor, cum laude. I am pleased to present to you the University of Baltimore School of Law Class of 2024. A round of applause.
Congratulations. Congratulations to the graduates. Congratulations to their family and friends. I'm so glad that my last commencement ceremony was such a joyous one. I'm very proud of all of you. I want to thank the team of people who made this ceremony possible, so many of them, but I'll just single out, if I will, Associate Dean for Administration Joy Gaslovic, Registrar Rhonda Stokes, Events Coordinator Laura Carter, and my indispensable Special Assistant Siobhan O'Brien. As I said at the outset, I consider all of you my fellow graduates. I will always be rooting for the University of Baltimore School of Law and the class of 2024. So go out into the world and make your mark and make us proud. Thank you all very much. This concludes our ceremony. I would ask the guests to please remain seated during the recessional, which will be led by the mace bearer, Professor Will Hubbard. Thank you all for joining us.